Oh man, YouTube family, the streets been going brazy trying to understand what's going on with the Pastor Troy situation. You know, candidly, he had released some things in multiple interviews over the years, but he went deep on why Master P and them have a beef, C-Murder beef, why he got banned. I mean, we're gonna break that all down. First of all, free that man C-Murder one time. Let's just tell the truth. Free that man C-Murder and let it be known what it is, man. It's a lot of situations going on, and Bless One gonna break it down the only way we can. Let's pay these bills right quick, y'all.
Your boy going major, no more pulling capers.
You finna come up, right?
Young nigga run them bands up. The kid on ran the check up. No time to politic. When it comes to the guap, move quick. Young nigga run them bands up.
Go check out Kid Outlaw new song Run It Up, the hottest Florida rapper out right now. Go check that out.
I'm the man, bruh. Straight from the trenches, my soul's relentless.
Now, a lot of people want to know what's going on with the Pastor Troy situation. You guys know he released a lot of situations on his interviews, but I'm going to play some of those so we can get to the get down. What's the real core beef?
So this is all just on wax and so forth.
Yeah.
Until there was a concert in Nashville.
Yeah. A concert in Nashville, man. It was called like Impact or something like that. I think that was the name of the conference, Impact. It's kind of like Jack the Rapper or something like that. That's the stuff that I know now, but I didn't know then. And I was with Alan Henderson, a former Atlanta Hawks player. They had put out an album, Pastor Troy and the Congregation, with Hindu Records. So they invite me to the event. They're like, Troy, we want you to come to this music conference. We got you like 10 grand to come up here for Saturday and Sunday. I'm like, cool. Me and my dog to this event, and it's the biggest thing that I have ever seen in the game. You know what I mean? Performing at the club that night. Everybody knows that Pastor Troy's gonna be at this show or whatever, but I'm performing with the Hindu and the Congregation or whatever. We get to that venue that night, man. We know the security at the door. I got my dog, Lil Pete, with me, man. Lil Pete got a pistol with him. Get to the door, security pat us down. We know this dude. He like our neighbor. He like, oh no, ain't nobody coming through my door with no gun. Hell no. All right, cool. So we upstairs. It's finally about showtime. Everybody in the building. When they go to the stage, the Congregation is performing first. I'm just kind of on stage, chilling, shaking hands and stuff like that.
Ismokehiphop live.
Man, in the middle of their set, I just see the crowd just start getting kind of antsy and everything, man. I'm turned one way. Man, when I turn back around, No Limit got the whole stage surrounded. I'm like, oh, shit. All I'm thinking about is really, man, they got their hands in their hoodies, man. Luckily, the dude from the Congregation see them, and he break out. When he break out, it was so early in the game for me, man. I ain't have posters, I ain't have flyers. People didn't know what I looked like or anything. And they gave chase to one of the Congregation members. And I was able to go the other way and escape the situation. You know, I always think back on that night, you know what I mean? And embarrassing it was at the time, it'd have been even more embarrassing to kill somebody, man, and end my career 20 years, you know, before it started.
Now, he gave that candidly with Vlad TV, and what people don't know is there's a lot of inside information to that, and to see him openly talk about it, because a lot of people at the time was like he took a L from Master P and them, but a lot of people was trying to display and make people understand that it wasn't an L. He survived a serious situation, beefs with some of the South, you know, heaviest hitters. Now, this man went on to do multiple interviews, and on those interviews, he released more info and detailed on those interviews. Let's go to some of them, like B-High ATL.
Yeah, man. I mean, I have no choice but to think about you versus P.
Yeah.
And the key word in that is a versus. Can we get a versus with a Master P and a Pastor Troy?
Oh boy, we be some fighting motherfuckers, boy. I don't think I want the world to see that shit behind. That shit gonna be the shortest damn versus ever. And that motherfucker say one thing, goddamn, I'm going across that goddamn stage, and I know he ready to too. So I don't think it'll work out. We have to do our shit via satellite from somewhere, man.
What did you think about the Jeezy and the Gucci verses?
It was amazing, man. I'm just glad.
Now, when he said that about the whole thing, you guys got to understand, there's real beefs involved in these situations. Now, he continued to talk about it also on Sway Universe years ago.
Yeah, hey, yo, this Pastor Troy and them down South Georgia boys, tell them I said we ready to go to war. And man, that thing took off like wildfire.
That was a real call, though, right?
It was not. It was on the real call, man. We just edited in the studio,
okay,
man.
Man, I believe that was a real call.
It's for real.
All right,
we wasn't that bad.
Okay.
With no money.
Okay, I know, right? He had no limit. You had no money.
Yeah, man. It was all good. So how we was doing that thing then, man, for it to...
Did you ever cross paths with P back then?
Man, dog, I didn't cross him. I didn't cross P. We crossed C Murder. And of course, back then, all those boys young, the rah-rah, the roo of everything that was going on in the streets. I'm just glad we ain't hurt each other, man.
Man, me
you
too,
me?
man. And
much love, my boy C Murder out there, man. Represent, baby. Come home soon. We out here praying for you, man.
That's what's up. That's from Pastor Troy saying that, man.
Yeah. For sure.
And that's real, man. That's what grown men do. It's just competitive. It's no different from what took place yesterday when Kendrick Lamar hit this verse off and he called out J. Cole and everybody's Meek Mill, Drake and all that. That's kind of...
Shout out to the way he explained it, and he goes deeper again. But this time it's not him, it's Big Swole. He explains the Master P and C Murder are two different people, and he goes in also on the things that y'all might call, you know, a bad situation that probably drifted the wrong way, but he calls it in its whole entirety, you know what I mean, a W. I'm gonna let Big Swole give you guys the insight on that day, so you guys can see as far as what transpired on, besides these two, Master P and Swole talking.
With Pastor Troy too, so as well. So I don't know if you know anything about those situations.
Yeah, you know, the Pastor Troy situation, I really want to talk about. It happened. You know, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, it's not something I'm proud of. You know, it happened. You know.
Is that the one that Pastor Troy spoke about himself, where he said one of his boys got ran down on or something?
Yeah, he too. He ran too.
Well, he left.
Trying to make himself look good, but it is what it is. Because I mean, I like Pastor Troy. Pastor Troy, cool dude. You know, I mean, and you got to remember, you know, P and C are two different people. C Murder always want to fight. I don't care where he at. C wants to fight everybody, you know, and he hung out with some dudes from the Project Cali old Magnolia Weber named Wango and Dodo. Killers. You understand?
I can imagine, yeah.
Them niggas were killers. You understand?
I can imagine, yeah.
One, I think one of them was killed in a car wash in the 7 Ward, and I was heard he was shot like 32 times. That's how bad niggas want him dead. You know, they was just killers, man. You know, they was killers. You know, they was high killers, and you know, they ran with C.
Now, Big Swole told his explanation of that one. Let's go to what Master P had to say about the whole thing years ago. What happened?
Hold up, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
C was my man. He always spoke
man,
highly.
See, let me tell you something.
Always.
C wild, but C got a lot of love in his heart.
Yes.
He got a lot of love in his heart. And y'all don't realize, man, we got a lot of good brothers, but you got to imagine how it go on the streets. When it get real, it get real. Yeah. You know, I stopped C from doing a lot of stuff, man, to where, you know, and that's why a lot of people don't like to be around me, because I ain't no yes man. Even my own family. So they want me to be, yeah, man, do this. You know, like back in the days, I don't know if you know, what this rapper, Pastor Troy?
Yeah.
Pastor Troy. So remember Pastor Troy?
We ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he made that. I don't know Pastor. I never met him.
Get the fuck out of here.
That
was supposed to be.
Shit! I totally forgot that. I never met him. But check this out. What happened, right?
Okay.
Greg Street called me for the radio and said.
Greg Street.
Yeah, the radio.
It's all Atlanta, right? Pastor Troy's Atlanta.
Yeah, Pastor Troy's Atlanta as well.
Yeah. So he was like, "Look, P. Blah, 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 want to sit down and talk to you and wave the white flag." I said, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know the man. Like, you make records, you got to know what you're dealing with.
Right.
So he said, what could we do about it? I said, just walk on the other side of the street, you see. I'm not looking for you or nothing. That ain't me.
Right.
I'm a man of God, but just like two mountains may not meet, but two men will.
Wow.
You know, and it's like, man, you know
That's
why
a crazy
you
quote, by the way.
You know,
I ain't gonna lie.
you gotta know what you're doing.
I clap my hands when I said
we gonna make a T-shirt off that song.
Yeah, but you gotta know what you're doing. And C went to a concert he had.
Oh, I already know what it's
Oh,
about.
damn.
And it went bad. I think C probably got the wrong dude. The dude he thought was him. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, but he was on GOAT, and I said, C, it could have got real.
Right.
And all the other dudes around him, Hot Boy to whoever, I said, they was like, what's up with this dude? I said, man, that dude a rapper.
Right.
Let him be a rapper.
Man, when you look at the situation, he's like, that dude is a rapper. We heard all the stories of C before. Now, let's listen to Little P of DSG recalling the Pastor Troy beef with Master P. And he was like, it was just me, Troy, and a 45. Because they're talking about the time when they ran from the C murder situation, allegedly. Let me hear these guys tell their story on the Beehive ATL.
When you talk about watching how you walk, you look up and then your partner's beefing with Master P.
Oh man, I had to ride with my dog. You can put my money behind him. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, when we first finished the album, I was on Perry Avenue.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, we ain't got to do that.
Yeah.
The No More Playing GA is a hit already. The album's a hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at the time, the boss, Redmouth, who was the boss over everything, you know what I'm saying? It was his call. We had them brought P down there to a show, and he never got back with us for years, you know what I'm saying? They had done did their thing, and they felt like it needed to be done, you know what I'm saying? I was just a rider, you know what I'm saying? Whatever my niggas say. I'm 16, 17. If he say blast you, I'm going to blast you.
Yeah.
Because that's who putting the food on the table, and that's how we rocking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, how did you feel about the pressure, though, man, when you looked up and the beef was getting real and y'all in clubs and you looking up and see Murder Pop?
You know what I'm saying? That when I knew, I was like, boy, we here, boy. You know what I'm saying? Even that ride we took when we was going up there, I don't play. You know what I'm saying? Because if you talking about somebody, you trying to handle business, you got to be ready to handle business. You know what I'm saying? And I went in a position where I can bring 100 niggas with me. You know what I'm saying? This bruh call, you know, I'm just following bruh lead. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling them the whole ride, like, nigga, where we going? You know what I'm saying? And when we get where we going and they go down like that, now you see it's for real.
What?
2 buses, 504 shirts everywhere.
What?
It's me and him in a 45. Nigga, I wear 125 at the time. But shit, my dog wanted to be here, nigga, I'm right.
What's up, y'all got
party?
Oh.
And when we got in the room, he came to the room by 8:30, 9 o'clock that night. And he said, "Hey, bro, we going to Jermaine Dupree's birthday party." I'm like, "Who?" Jermaine Dupri. I said, "Boy, these folks finna get up, boy. These folks finna get up, boy."
Well, you knew P was gonna be there.
It was 2 buses. I didn't know he was gonna be there, but I know them buses was there.
Man, Lil P is a funny guy. Salute to that man for keeping it real. Now, years ago, Pastor Troy told his truth during a concert of what happened that night during those events.
For the good of all people. So check this out. A lot of y'all in here, man, already know about 1998, 99, that re-record shit was acting so stupid. So, we had somebody that took me off birthday bash, man. The year that I was the man in the city. I'm sitting at home disappointed, and I get a phone call, man, from the Dungeon family. Them boys said, "Troy, man, can't nobody from no other city, man, take you off no show, man." Them niggas said, "This ATL, man, you gonna perform with us, man."
He gave props to the Dungeon family, legendary group, and said they refuse to take them off the birthday bash. They don't really care about who's beefing or not. They're gonna ride for the city of Georgia. This is what you seen over there, and you gotta salute them, you know, deep down in them trenches and what they had going on during that time, man. Look, I hope this story can make amends and peace so y'all can understand what's been going on. Maybe they may not be friends, but this was a hip-hop moment in history. I'm your God bless one. Thank you for watching another episode of Ismokehiphop Live. Salute.
Young nigga getting the bands up, Southside rented up. and it's stuck there. Watch the squares to the kids' sauce. Try to luck up, bitch, you got me fucked up. Taking money from the kid. This how I feed my jizz.